Hello guys, how you guys doing? You guys, what's good? Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves from wherever you are in the world. I hope you guys are doing okay. So guys, I am back again with the weekly analysis for US30 S&P 500 and gold trade. Remember, I posted a gold trade yesterday, showcasing what gold is doing and also what gold is about to do, that you guys can hop on that trade with me. I gave the analysis, I gave the entry of that trade. Remember, I am a swing trader. Like I said in the video yesterday, I did an introduction of my channel and what I'm going to be bringing into the YouTube space. So guys, I am a swing trader, and right now I'm going to be giving you guys the weekly analysis, my thoughts on trades. And currently I am running a US30 trade. I am on S&P 500 trade. I'm also running gold trade. I took gold trade last week. I took S&P 500 and I took S&P 500 last month, and I also took US30 last month. So guys, let's dive in and let me show you guys what I saw that made me take this trade, and you guys can join me on US30 trade, and you guys can also join me on gold trade. So guys, let's hop in. So currently on my screen is gold trade. Currently on my screen is US30 trade. Currently on my screen is US30 trade. So guys, you can see that I am going for a buy on US30 with all my confluence met. So right now I am going to show you guys a top-down analysis from the beginning to the end of how I took this trade. So as a swing trader, I use the monthly analysis, the monthly time frame for my overall directions. I use the monthly time frame for my overall directions as a swing trader. I use the monthly time frame for the overall direction, so I can clearly see that price is moving, is bullish on US30 on the monthly time frame. So that's it for me. And also I also use the monthly time frame to check for key levels, major levels. Like right now I can see that US30 created this major level and this major level. So now in an uptrend consists of two components. We have the higher highs, we have the higher low, we have the higher high, and we have the higher low. And US30 for a fact, and I'm definitely sure, is going to create another higher high. But if in some cases it comes to the 100% retracement and does not break above, rather creates a double top and then decides to go down, we are still going to trade it, right? So now let's identify our key levels. So I can see this level, and I can also identify the peak at which US30 reversed. And now this level, price came here once, reversed, also came here and reversed. So now we are done with that for the monthly time frame. We go to the weekly time frame to see if we can adjust or mark new levels, right? So now we can see that, let's see if we can adjust here. We can see that our levels are sitting on good points. That is on, you can call it levels, you can call it support and resistance, anyhow you want to call it is your choice. But note that for me as a swing trader, I do not keep my support and resistance at the candle wicks. I keep it at the candle close. Because there are some times that price might be very, very funny. Like this area now, price might decide to go up, then reverse. Instead of it coming to this week, it might just stop at the body of the candle and then go back up. So that's why I prefer taking the bodies of the candles than taking the wicks of the candles. So now let's dive into the daily time frame to look at the recent area. That is this minor downtrend that led to this that led to these bullish movements currently, this minor downtrend. That's this retracement, or this you can call it what, this retracement, whatever I want to call it, or the higher low. Yeah. So now let's go to the daily time frame and look at it. Let's see how I took my buys and what I used, and how you guys can also use it to analyze any trade and also trade any pair. I remember, it's not, I trade just US30 S&P500, Nasdaq, gold, and BTC, but my price action strategy can be used on any pair. It can be used on any pair, whether step index, anything you trade. Price action, my price action strategy can be used on it. So first off, when I see a retracement like this, I first of all accompany it with a trend line. I accompany it with a trend line from swing highs to swing low. Yes, from swing highs, that is where the retracement started from. That's this level. The retracement started from this level, and now this is where the retracement ended, around this level. So now inside of this retracement, we are going to look for levels. Inside of this retracement, we are going to look for minor levels that if price gets there, there's going to be a reversal. Number one, we have here as our minor level, this level, because price broke above this level and changed the trend. I have this level, I have this level, I have this level, and then we can see this level, and then we have this level. Yes, that's for it. So now we go down to, okay, so now let me explain what happened there. So I basically use two things to enter a trade. I basically use break of the trend line and also use break of structure. If the structure is broken, like now we can see that this structure, price created a lower low, lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, but price could not create a lower low again. A lower low is called a lower low when it breaks significantly below the previous lower low. That is when it is called a lower low. But you can see that this one didn't break below it, but rather closed above it, rather creating a higher low to create a higher high, create a higher low to create a higher high again, and then create a higher low to create another higher high. So this is what I saw on price. I saw that price could no longer break below this previous low. Price refused to break below this previous low. That means this temporary downtrend is exhausted. That means the sellers that were pushing this downtrend could no longer push it anymore. Rather, buyers took over, right? So I used two major confluence to know when price is going to break the trend or when price is going to continue the trend. So like you can see here, I saw that after price could not break below this level to create a new low, I saw that price came back and broke above the neckline with this candle. Price broke above the neckline with this candle. So when I saw this, I knew that 50% price is ready for a reversal. Like I said, 50%, not 100%. 50% that price is ready for a reversal. Like I said, I use two things to know when price is going to change the trend. I use break of structure and break of counter trend line. If price breaks the structure and refuses to break the counter trend line, I am not in that trade. If price breaks the counter trend line and refuses to break the structure, I am still not in that trade. But price has to break the structure like this and also break the counter trend line like this. So my entry came around here when I saw that my two entries were met. Like my two reasons for an entry were met. So now when I saw that price broke above the neckline with this candle, I wasn't interested in the trade. Because why? It didn't break the counter trend line. But when I scaled down to the 4 hours time frame, and I saw that on the 4 hours time frame, price broke the counter trend line with this candle. Here, price broke the counter trend line with this candle. Then for a fact, I knew that price is ready for a reversal. So my entry came around there. Yes, my entry came there. I took a long at the close of that candle, and I kept my stop loss. Yeah, I kept my stop loss. Below the neckline. Below the neckline, and my TP, I'm a swing trader, so my TP is here. My TP is at this level. Yeah, my TP is at that level. But that's not just that. Yes, that's not just that. Right now, we have successfully called out a trade. This was the trade I entered on US30, and the trade is currently running. But that's not that. That's not just all of that. Right now, we have used our entry strategy. There are two things involved in trading. There are two strategies you need to have in trading. You need to have an entry strategy, and you need to have an exit strategy. Right. So now this new trend that is formed, that price broke the level. Now price broke the structure with this candle and broke the counter trend line with this candle. This new trend that is formed, I accompany that trend, this new trend, with a trend line. I accompany it with a trend line, giving me the ability to add more positions. You can clearly see, giving me the ability to add more positions. That is, anytime price comes back and touches the trend and creates a candle reversal, I enter a trade. Right. So currently on US30, I am opened on two trades. That is the original trade and the trade I took here last week before market closed. Right, because I definitely know that once once price changes a trend, once price breaks above a downtrend, it must surely go for a buy. Once price exhausts a trend, it must surely create a new trend. Yes, that's the word. Once the price exhausts a trend, it must surely create a new trend. Like now, we can see that with all our analysis, US30 exhausted this temporary downtrend and has started creating a new uptrend. Right. So now you can see that. So the next strategy I'm using is my exit strategy. That's to tell you that if price breaks below this trend line and also breaks below the recent structure, which is this level. Yes, so let's see if it's that level. We have the higher high, we have the higher low, we have the higher high that was created here, we have this higher low, then we have this higher high, and then we have this higher low. Then we have price to create a higher high to this level. So now you can see that if price breaks this trend line and breaks this level, I am out of this trade. I am out of the trade. So that is it for US30. I am on a buy trade on US30, and you can join me, guys, because price is currently sitting on our trend line. So guys, your entries, you can go down to the 4 hours entry, the 4 hours time frame. You can go down to the 4 hours time frame and merge a counter trend line. And now you can see that this is the counter trend line, and now this is our level structure. I'm calling out a trade for you guys right now. This is our level structure. Yeah, this is the level structure. So guys, it's not just price sitting on the trend line that is the problem. You must apply something to make you know that surely price is going to buy. So now I have attached our counter trend line, our minor counter trend line in this major trend line, and I have, like, now let me zoom in so that you guys can see. I have applied a minor counter trend line, and I've also marked the recent level. So if I know if price can come and break from here, come and break above here with a candle on the 4 hours close, there you have it, guys. There you have it. That's the trade entry for you guys. That's the trade entry for you guys. So you guys should wait till price comes and closes above this level. So I'm calling out a trade for you guys. I'm calling out a buy trade for you guys on US30. So that's it for US30. So now, before we go into the next analysis, before we go and get a recap on gold, let's go to the current trade that I am currently winning on, because that trade is close to my TP. The trade is already very, very close to my TP, even already at my TP. So now let's go to S&P 500. S&P 500. I took this trade last month. Yep, S&P 500. It's very, very close to my entry. It's very, very close to my TP. I'm already break even on this trade. It's very close to my entry, sorry, my TP, and I'm already break even on this trade, following the same pattern. You guys can get that, but following the same pattern, right? Following the same pattern. You can see that as a swing trader, I hold trades for a very long time. I prefer adding more trades than going to the 1 hour time frame and pinching. But I prefer taking one trade, and then as time goes on, I'm adding more positions. Right. So this is S&P 500. What did I see that make me buy? Remember, S&P 500, US30, and Nasdaq, they move the same way. They move the same way. So what did I see on S&P 500? Like I said, I saw that S&P 500 is currently bullish, but a minor, let me currently take this out. Let me hide this drawing, all the drawings. Yeah, I saw that S&P 500 is bullish on the monthly time frame. So the next level is to mark your key levels. Yeah, you mark your key levels. Okay, let me delete this. You mark your key levels. So I saw this level and I saw the peak. Yeah, because this was the level at which price came to and reversed back and changed the temporary downtrend and reversed back up. So I saw this and I went to the weekly time frame to adjust my major levels, key levels. So I can see I've adjusted this one. Let me see. What about this one? Okay, we adjust this one to touch. Yep. So now on the weekly time frame, I use it to adjust, to place my key levels or adjust my key levels. Right. So now I go to the daily time frame to see areas that I can pinpoint entries. Right. So now the next step I took was to identify, like I said when I was like analyzing US30, that when you see a retracement, this is a retracement. When you see a retracement, right, as a trader, as a swing trader, what do you do? Yes, what do you do? So the first thing I did was to accompany that retracement with a counter trend line. Yeah, I accompanied that retracement with a counter trend line, and I marked my levels. Yeah, I marked my levels. This is a level, my level, this level too, and then we have here to this level. Right. Yes, I marked my levels. Right. So now, what happened that made me take this trade? Right, we can currently see that price created a temporary downtrend, and we have lower low, a lower high, we have a lower low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, a low that did, sorry, we have a lower high, we have this low that did not break below this previous low. We have this low that could not break below this previous low. That's to tell you that the sellers could not push the trade any more further. that the sellers could not push price any longer, and the buyers took over, now creating what they call a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and now a higher low. I'll also be calling out a trade for you guys to pinpoint on US30. Yeah, so now that's it now. So what made me enter this trade? Now remember, I told you guys before I enter a trade, I must get two confluence. If not two, then I'm not in. Right? I must get the break of this counter trend line, and I must get the break of structure. So now when I placed my counter trend line and I placed my levels, I went back to the 4 hours time frame. I went back to the 4 hours time frame where I look for a candle to close above those levels. Then I know that yes, price is ready for a reversal. And you can clearly see, without no doubt, that price with this candle broke the counter trend line and broke the structure on the 4 hours time frame. That price with this little candle broke this structure and broke the counter trend line. Right. So now when I saw this, yes, I took my buys. Obviously, I took my buys. Yep, I took my buys from there. That was where my buys came in. I took a buy from there, and I kept my stop loss at this level. Yes, I kept my stop loss at that level. I kept my stop loss. Oh, no, I kept my stop loss. That's too long. I kept my stop loss below the neckline. Sorry guys. That's this level. I kept my stop loss below the neckline. That's this level. Sorry guys. That's that level. So when I did that, and by the way, I'm already break even on this trade, so I have nothing to worry about. And my TP was till the end of that retracement, 100% of the retracement. Yes, my TP is at the 100% of the retracement. And two, note that when you are taking a trade, or when you want to analyze a trade, or when you are planning to enter a trade, there are two strategies you must have. One is an entry strategy, and two is an exit strategy. So now my exit strategy is that the new trend that is currently formed, that is this trend that is currently formed, the new trend that broke out of this downtrend, I accompany it with a trend line. Yes, I accompany it with a trend line. Yep, and you can obviously see that I accompany it with a trend line. Yes. So now, after doing this, the first thing that comes into my mind is, if price will break this trend line and break this level, then I am out of this trade. Right. If price breaks the trend line, I am not out. If price breaks the trend line and breaks the level, two things involved, then I am out. That means that if I see a candle close below this trend line and also below this level, the recent level, that's the recent higher low, then I am out, because I know that is a reversal. Once the higher low is broken, a new trade is about to form, a new trend is about to form, which is the downtrend. Then I am off the trade. So now that's it. So now the trade I am calling out for you guys is for you guys to enjoy the little distance from year to year. So if you guys can, S&P 500 has enough volume that even a small move can make you a lot of money. So this distance is on a daily time frame, but on the 4 hours time frame is a lot. So imagine me that has been buying from here, and price is currently sitting at this level. So now the trade entries that I have for you guys, the trade call out that I have for you guys on S&P 500. Yep, this is it. I'm calling it out right now. So pay attentive pay attention and also be very, 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 very focused. So now I apply a counter trend line to this minor retracement. I apply a counter trend line to this minor retracement, and I wait for price to break above. Let me currently zoom in. I wait for price to break above with a candle and also break this level, the recent level. So now let's go to the 4 hours time frame and look at that. Let's look at that on the 4 hours time frame. Yes, I wait for price to break above these two levels. Yes, these two levels. So you wait for price to break above these two levels with a candle close on the 4 hours time frame, and there you enter a trade and you keep your stop loss beneath this level. You keep your stop loss beneath this level. Your stop loss goes beneath this level, and your TP goes back to the 100% retracement. Your TP goes back to the 100% retracement. Right. So that is it for S&P 500. Yep, that is it for S&P 500. And let's dive into gold, the recent trade I took. Remember guys, I posted a video about gold, so do well to go back and check. But just know that gold is going for a sell. Gold is going for a sell because gold has met our two confirmations. One, gold broke the trend, the counter trend line with this candle, and also has broken this structure with this candle. So that was where my entry came in, and then my stop loss is above the trend line. So yes, there you have it guys, there you have it. So it's your boy Good Life. So please do well to subscribe, click on the notification bell icon and give this video a thumbs up, and click on the notification bell icon in the sense that so that anytime I drop a video like this, YouTube will send you a notification that you have to come to watch it and enjoy the trade signal. So don't forget, I am bullish on US30. Yep, I am bullish on US30. I am very, 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 very bullish on US30. Let me take it to the daily time frame. I am bullish on US30. I am also very bullish on S&P 500, which I have already gone so far. That trade has gone